Good evening and a very warm welcome to the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Sergeant Patience Asambu. The Bulletin is a show to keep you updated on events undertaken by the Ministry of Defense over the week. And in our highlights tonight, Cabinet Secretary for Defense breaks ground for Kenya Defense Forces housing units. CDF hosts His Excellency Mr. Neil Wigan, the British High Commissioner to Kenya. The 6th Annual Africa Counter-Improvised Explosive Device Conference concludes in Nairobi. And in sports, Commander Kenya Air Force presides over a golf tournament. To start us off, Honorable Soipan Tuya, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of 697 housing units for Kenya Defense Forces service personnel at Kenyatta Barracks in Gilgil, Nakuru County. The housing units will range from 1-bedroom self-contained to 3-bedroom family quarters.
In her remarks, CS Tuya reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to providing safe, decent and affordable housing for the gallant men and women, recognizing their unwavering dedication to safeguarding the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country.
This project represents more than just a construction effort. It embodies our commitment to ensuring that the people who dedicate their lives to the defense of our nation have access to secure, comfortable, and dignified housing.
It is my responsibility and the officers that we work with and the contractor to make sure that the project is finished within time so that these great Kenyans who are doing so much for our country can get decent housing.
This initiative aligns with the housing pillar of the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda and is being implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. These units are being constructed under a public-private partnership framework.
Separately, the Cabinet Secretary visited the Kenya Navy headquarters in Tongwe, Mombasa County. The visit aimed to gain a deeper understanding of the Kenya Navy's operations, organization, and current activities within and beyond Kenya's maritime borders. CS Tuya also visited the Kenya Navy Fleet, the Kenya Navy Hospital, and Kenya Shipyards Limited, where she familiarized herself with the current functions and capabilities. Moving on, General Charles Kahariri, Chief of Defense Forces, hosted His Excellency Mr. Neil Wigan, the British High Commissioner to Kenya, who paid him a courtesy call at the defense headquarters in Nairobi. The two leaders observed that both Kenya and the United Kingdom have strong bilateral ties spreading to collaboration in trade, investment, tourism, defense, among others. Further, they discussed the areas of possible cooperation to enhance collaboration between the two countries. These include joint training and exercises, counter-terrorism and counter-violent extremism, climate security, defense, research and development, among others. Lieutenant General David Tarus, the Commander Kenya Army, visited Kenya Army training institutions in Isiolo. The visit included inspection of various training facilities aimed at preparing Army personnel for operational readiness. The commander's visit also gave the soldiers an opportunity to interact and share their experiences, convey gaps and opportunities unique to their areas of responsibility.
In his address to the troops, Lieutenant General Tarus commended them for their discipline and professionalism in ensuring the country is protected from land-based threats whenever they are deployed. He assured the troops that the Kenya Army leadership continues to prioritize the welfare of the troops, ensuring soldier-centric approaches are complemented by delivering on their welfare needs.
Moving on, Kenya Defense Forces hosted the 6th Counter-Improvised Explosive Devices Conference at the Humanitarian Peace Support School in Embakasi, the Kenya Commercial Bank Leadership Center, and the International Peace Support Training Center in Karen, Nairobi. The event was attended by subject matter experts from across Africa and beyond to share best practices and enhance situational awareness of current improvised explosive devices trends and threats. It featured various expert presentations and practical sessions on counter-IED measures, emerging threats, and enemy tactics. The conference was sponsored by British Peace Support Team in Africa. Major General David Keter, the Assistant Chief of Defense Forces for Personnel and Logistics, and the Joint Secretary of India's Ministry of Defense, Sri Amitabh Prasad, co-chaired the 3rd Joint Defense Cooperation Committee meeting between Kenya and India in New Delhi, India. The Joint Defense Cooperation Committee serves as a platform for discussing key issues of defense cooperation and developing effective roadmaps to strengthen the defense ties between the two nations. During the discussions, Major General Keter highlighted the deep and long-standing bilateral relationships between Kenya and India, formalized through a Memorandum of Understanding on Defense Cooperation. Major General Keter also paid a courtesy call on Vice Admiral Tarun Sopti, the Deputy Chief of Indian Naval Staff. They discussed enhancing interoperability, training, and exploring new avenues for operational collaboration, particularly in maritime security. Kenya Defense Forces troops operating in Baringo County under Operation Maliza Uhalifu donated assorted clothing to school children at Chesitet Primary School in Baringo County. This initiative aims to reduce absenteeism among school-going children and encourage parents to send the children to school. The Chesitet Primary School head teacher, Ms. Sheila Charito, highlighted that many children have been absent from school due to inadequate clothing, which affects their self-esteem.
During the exercise, Mr. Benson Arapwen, the Area Assistant Chief, expressed gratitude to Kenya Defense Forces and assured the troops of the community's continued support in the fight against banditry until normalcy is restored in the region.
On matters environmental soldier program, the Kenya Defense Forces personnel from Embakasi Garrison, in collaboration with the NCBA Bank, planted over 1,000 trees at the garrison. This initiative was geared towards enhancing tree cover within the garrison and aligning with the Commander-in-Chief's tree restoration program to mitigate the effects of climate change.
During the exercise, Mercy Kagwiri, the Deputy Director of NCBA Bank, highlighted the bank's honor in partnering with the Kenya Defense Forces, noting that this collaboration exemplifies how public-private partnerships can drive meaningful and impactful change. Both KDF and NCBA Bank share a commitment to sustainability and environmental protection through activities such as tree planting.
Earlier this week, Kenya Navy troops participated in a beach cleanup initiative in Nyali, Mombasa County. The exercise, led by Captain Robert Kiprotich, the officer commanding production and refit at the Kenya Navy base Mtongwe Dockyard Services, was geared towards safeguarding coastlines and promoting the well-being of the marine life and local communities. The exercise further highlighted the importance of regular beach cleanups in order to reduce waste accumulation as well as preserve the marine ecosystem. Honorable Soipan Tuya, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, hosted the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Forestry and Climate Change, Honorable Aden Duale, who was also the former Cabinet Secretary for Defense, in a colorful military dining-in, dining-out ceremony. The event was also attended by the recently retired and promoted officers at the Defense Headquarters in Nairobi. Take a look.
During the event, CS Tuya acknowledged the efforts of the retired generals and senior officers in their dedication to serve and further wished them well as they embark on their new roles. She encouraged them to continue building the nation using their skills and expertise acquired during service. She further appreciated Honorable Duale's leadership skills that enabled the enhancing of Kenya Defence Forces posture during his tenure in office.
Honorable Duale has left an indelible footprint as a great champion of the expansion and modernization efforts of the ministry. He has remained steadfast in ensuring that our gallant men and women in the military are well equipped and are capable to effectively discharge their constitutional mandate of defending and protecting the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Kenya.
General Charles Kahariri, Chief of the Defence Forces, assured CS Tuya of his continuous support as she steers the Defence Ministry ahead. He further appreciated the retired general and senior officers for their exemplary and dedicated service throughout their illustrious military careers.
Thank you all for the many years that you put in to serve this country, and I know that you continue to serve out there to better this country. So really, these people have not retired.
The dine-in, dine-out ceremony is an essential occasion to bid farewell to the outgoing officers, as well as welcome the newly promoted and appointed officers to various military messes. Thank you.
And in sports, Major General Fatuma Ahmed, the Commander, Kenya Air Force, and patron of the Kenya Air Force Golf Club, presided over the Kenya Defence Forces Golf Association Patrons Prize Ceremony held at Moi Air Base, Nairobi. Golf is part of the Ministry of Defence Wellness Program aimed at maintaining physical fitness and esprit de corps, which are essential for KDF to effectively execute their mandate. The tournament featured players from various categories, including serving and retired Kenya Defence Forces officers, as well as golfers from other clubs in Nairobi and across the country. The winners included Waithera Mbugwa, Joseph Mbiu, and Ronald Isaka in the junior, guest, and sponsor categories, respectively. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Sergeant Patience Asambu. Goodbye.